guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my YouTube videos today. So today I really wanted to cover powerful ways to supercharge your manifestations. Yes, it's one thing setting your intentions, but secondly, how can we supercharge them? How can we bring them to us with ease, with effortlessness, with effectiveness, and in the quickest time possible? So of course I'm going to put a disclaimer here of divine timing, everything in its time, the universe makes no mistakes, but if we can enhance that process for you, then I want to share my top tips and tools with you from my own manifestations and clients as well, of what I see as the proven ways to supercharge your manifestations and bring them to you as soon as possible with ease and effectiveness. So first of all, I really want to talk about the moon cycles. If you're familiar with my channel or you've followed me for years, you guys will know how much I love the moon cycles. So we're talking about new moon and full moon here. So when it comes to manifestation, a great way to supercharge your desires and manifestations is to work with the moon cycles. So each month we have a new moon and full moon 2 weeks apart from one another. So the new moon is stereotypically all about manifesting. It's really about, planting the seeds, sowing the seeds, really nurturing that soil. You think of it, as obviously the new moon, the sky is pitch black because the moon is not visible. Think of the soil. So really it's planting the seeds in that dark soil as the dark moon is there. And this is a time to set the intentions. So every new moon, make sure you are setting intentions, and this is great for regularly manifesting, but also great for supercharging, because when you're setting regular intentions, regular abundance is going to come to you. So each month on the new moon, you can find these dates out really easily with Google. If you follow me on social media, then I post the full moon and new moon info all the time, so you'll definitely be notified of that too. So on the new moon, sit down and write your intentions. What are some work or career goals that you'd like to achieve in the next 30 days? What are some personal goals you would like to achieve in the next 30 days? What's a money goal that you would like to achieve or manifest in the next 30 days? So we really work lunar cycle to lunar cycle. It's always a 30-day cycle with the moon cycles. There's no point putting long-term goals on there. Vision boards, other manifestation tools and techniques I share on here are perfect for that. But when we're really looking at working with the moon and supercharging, we're really looking at kind of a 30-day cycle as such. So really keep that in mind. So the new moon is all about setting intentions. Perfect time to set your intentions and express gratitude as well for all the blessings in your life. Then 2 weeks later, the full moon is the perfect time to release and let go. So really this is about everything coming into fruition. So although you give yourself the full 30 days to manifest, you will often see that the full moon brings that completion. So you might even manifest within that 2 week period, which is really, really exciting. So the full moon is all about release, completion, and surrender. So really on the full moon, and I have new moon and full moon rituals over on my website. I will link them down below, but please do go follow them for practical little steps you can do on each. But essentially it's just writing a list of feelings, emotions, and things that you are ready to let go of and surrender, and then destroy that list, whether it's burning, flushing, shredding, whatever. Destroy the list to let it go and surrender it to the universe. So these are your new moon and full moon rituals, your practices as such. But how this supercharges your manifestations is working with these cycles. So just to give you a really practical example of this, very recently we had a full moon in Capricorn, and the theme of this full moon in Capricorn was to look back, just as we came out of the eclipse season and solstice, was to look back to January. So when we had the new moon in Capricorn in January, it was then looking at reflection and saying, okay, what has come into fruition for me since January? What was I worried about? What was I thinking about? What was I setting the intentions for and planting the seeds with in January? And now where am I here now? And me and my friends all reflected on this and were gobsmacked at the accuracy of this, because everything we were setting as intentions on this January new moon, the focuses, the wants we had, maybe we were complaining even about not having these things. They were big desires for us, and every single one of us have manifested in the last few weeks around this full moon in Capricorn, as well as the solstice and eclipse energy. We'd manifested these massive desires that we had wanted, all of us. So all of us as a friendship group could sit there and say, wow, these moon cycles don't lie, as my friend Caitlin says. So my friend Caitlin Carehart's a great numerologist and astrologist who's over on Instagram, and she always tells me what house the new moon and full moon's in for me, and reminds me of these things. So she has a great example of how she manifested her partner. So her friend told her, right, Caitlin, your new moon is in your 7th house, which is the relationships house. So this is the one time in the year this is perfect for manifesting a desire. So she sat down and wrote pages and pages and pages of what this man looked like, what she wanted this relationship to look like. And 2 weeks later, full moon, she manifested him, and they're still together now. So again, another really practical example of how intentionally the moon can really supercharge your desires. So do look at what houses the new moon and full moon are in for you and really use that. And I myself, you know, when Caitlin said, Emma, it's in your abundance house, your money house, perfect time to launch a course, perfect time to do this. I've utilized that energy and seen like how I could supercharge that manifestation with money, for example, because I was using that new moon energy. So Caitlin over on her Instagram has guides of how to find what house the new moon and full moon in. So I'll send you over to there, because otherwise it would take an age for me to explain. So use the moon cycles to your advantage. If you're wanting to manifest money, love, whatever it is, see when that new moon is fully supporting that, when that new moon is in the house that's going to fully support that, and use these moon cycles. And again, you can see with our new moon in Capricorn at the beginning of the year versus here in June, the full moon in Capricorn, that 6 month period, that 6 month completion, we had all manifested our desires. So really look at that full moon brings that completion, that desire, that into fruition side of things. So the moon don't lie. And when you look back and you can track and even see what houses the moon was at certain times you manifested things, you will be gobsmacked at how much the moon can really, really supercharge our desires and really support our desires as well. Because remember, support is also key. So have fun looking into that and use the new moon and full moon each month, regardless of whether you look up the houses, to supercharge your desires, because they absolutely work every single time. And when you can look at that 6 month period, we were all gobsmacked and all like, wow, this stuff works. So the moon can support us and really supercharge with that moon energy as well, can supercharge our desires and bring them to us even quicker when that energy is supported and aligned. My next tip is to focus the energy on yourself. So when you set your desires, it can be so easy to then focus the energy externally of, I must make this happen, or I really want this. And we kind of like give our power away to our desire. So call back your power and focus the energy on yourself. So do you need to do any inner work? For me, when I look back at when my most like supercharged manifestations have come to me, it's actually when I've been focusing on myself. It's when I've been doing the inner work if anything has needed to come up. Maybe I've been working with someone to release and heal something. Maybe I've been focusing on self-love and self-care. Maybe I've been slowing down and actually trying to create balance. Maybe I have been really trying to create that space in my life to just rest, just be present. So it's not necessarily a kind of agendery energy of just focus on yourself. You know, there's no agenda with it of, if I do this, I'll manifest my desires. Of course, it's actually just focusing the energy on yourself. And the reason why this works so well is because when we can slow down and get present and focus on ourselves, self-love, self-care, whatever it may be we need to focus on, whether it's inner work, whether it's balance, creating the space, whatever it is, when we bring that energy back to ourselves, we have that full container, right? Where all of our energy is with us and we're able to then focus our energy, right? So although it's focusing energy on yourself, it's also focusing the energy back out to your desire. Because if your energy is scattered here, there, and everywhere with distractions, with work and being busy and just not thinking about stuff, you're not really putting energy towards your desire. So actually, by calling back your energy and your power and focusing on yourself, creating balance, creating the space, making sure your self-love tank and cup is full, you're intentionally bringing the energy back, but then also able to focus intentional energy to your desires in whatever way you need to, whether that's taking inspired action, whether it's, you know, you're in the letting go and trusting stage where you're pulling back and receiving. So whatever step you're at, whatever stage you're at, by bringing that energy back to yourself, you're able to get clear, you're able to be present, and you're able to feel probably more joy as well, because you're focusing on yourself and realigning and balancing. So this is fantastic for so many points in the manifesting process, because you're aligning to that version of yourself that has this desire. You're feeling joy, which is the ultimate creator and a great manifestation magnet. You're, you know, working on self-love and self-care, so you're feeling good within yourself. So there are so many benefits of you doing this. No negatives, all benefits. So bring that beautiful energy back to yourself. Don't scatter it out. Don't, you know, be here, there, and everywhere. Bring your energy back to you, and this will supercharge your desires. And finally, my last tip for you is all about alignment. So working with the moon cycles is a fantastic way to supercharge focusing that energy on you, another great way to supercharge. But also alignment is key, because alignment is what is the only thing that is going to bring your desire to you. So if you think about like, right, if I do all these tips and tools I've seen on YouTube every single day to bring this into my life, if alignment is not there, none of, you know, the container is not there, the space is not there, the energy is not there for you to receive. So actually, I want to keep it simple for you. I'm not going to say do this, do that, write this 55 times, because yeah, okay, some of that stuff is great and it works for people, but actually ease and effectiveness and alignment, if you can get that, you don't need to sit and write something 55 times. You know what I mean? If you can avoid an achy hand, we'll avoid an achy hand for you. So I keep things simple, I keep things practical, and I don't do any of those things to supercharge my manifestations, not at all. I think, you know, obviously everyone has their own unique way of manifesting, and if those things work for you, fantastic, stick to them. But ultimately, from my experiences, my friends' experience, even my clients' experiences, if the alignment is not there, it cannot come in. So alignment is the real key. And then you can do all that fun stuff if you want to. But supercharging, moon cycles will give you lots of fun activities to do. The focusing on yourself, fun activities with self-love and self-care, and obviously bringing that energy back to yourself. But alignment really is key. So look within yourself. Do you feel balanced? Do you feel at peace? Are you in the present moment enjoying life here and now? Do you feel grateful for where you are here and now in your life, even without your desires yet? Do you feel in a really good place within yourself? Do you feel at peace? Do you feel, yeah, like at peace within yourself? And really tune into the version of yourself who has that desire. So maybe you can do this through visualization or meditation, or just have a think about this. The version of you who has that desire, what are they doing? What do they, you know, what are they saying? What are they doing? What are they wearing? How are they feeling? Think about all of these things and then say, right, you know, and write some keywords down. It's really important to write these down. So if it's they're feeling joyful, okay, do I feel joyful here and now? If it's they feel carefree, do I feel carefree right now? If they're wearing, you know, smart clothes, a nice summer dress that they like, are you wearing a smart summer dress that you like? Do you have one of those dresses in your life? So really look at, you know, bringing that energy here into the present. How can you show up as that version of yourself as much as you can here and now? And as you start to embody that energy, you know, whether it's buying that dress and having that dress available for the job that you want, or whatever it is you're calling in, or dates, maybe you want to go on dates, so having those date outfits ready and feeling good, looking good, you know, like if you want to look good for yourself now. Feel good for yourself here and now, not when someone's there for you, right? And then in terms of feelings, you know, this is really the energetic alignment. So you can have the physical alignment, but it's also about the energetic and emotional alignment as well. So how can you feel more carefree? How can you experience more fun here and now? Maybe some inner work needs to be done to be able to feel that. You know, if you're not trusting, well, the version of you that has that desire would be trusting, right? They'd be on top of the world. They would trust because they've got the desire. So how can you work on your trust? How can you work on your belief? Maybe there's some inner work to do there. And I have tons of videos and resources on my website, in my books, here on YouTube, podcasts, etc., on how to do the inner work and what that looks like and how you can work on these things. But it might even be something like that, of how you can bring that alignment in. So really sit down and brainstorm, you know, do some journaling on how you can feel in alignment here and now with that version of yourself that has that desire. So these are my 3 top tips for supercharging your desires. Yes, there are other tools and techniques out there that I talk about with manifestation, but actually to supercharge, to keep things simple and receive with ease and effectiveness, I think these 3 things are the best things you can do. And to give you an extra bonus here, tune in, and this comes into the alignment step. Tune into the core energy and emotion of your desire. So say for instance you wanted to manifest a partner. Instead of thinking about what you think that looks like, or what this person looks like, speaks like, whatever, tune into the core energy. So really underneath, is it love that you want? Is it unconditional love? Is it stability? Like, what is the core emotion or feeling underneath your desire? And then tune into that. So if it's love, or if it's stability, or if it's finances, if it's a career or something, or happiness, whatever it is, tune into that energy and give it a color. What color does it have? What does it feel like? You know, what are the emotions that come with tuning into that energy, that core energy? What does it feel like? What color is it? any other things that you notice about it. This is the core energy and emotion of your desire. So instead of giving it a face, instead of giving it a company name, instead of giving it our humanness of how we think something should look, drop all of that. Tune into that energy. And I've done this with my desires, and you know, every now and again I just tune into that energy and I'm like, okay, there's that energy, I feel it there, it feels so good, it feels great. And when that desire came into my life, I was able to identify it was aligned and that it was my manifestation because of how it felt, because it reflected that energy to a T. So this is another great way to, one, supercharge, but also be able to identify your aligned manifestation when it comes in as well. So I hope these top tips and tools have really served you, and please let me know how you get on with them, and also your top tips and tools for supercharging. What have you found has really helped supercharge your manifestations? Let me know in the comments, because I would love to hear, and I'm sure everybody else watching would love to hear your experiences as well with this. So thank you so much guys for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all. And of course you can join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have a great week, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you all in my next YouTube video, which will be next week. Lots of love guys.